Okay, hey everybody, welcome to another episode of On the Wrist from Off the Cup. Today we have a really cool update for you from the brand Erika's Originals. Now, if you are a fan of the channel, you may recall my original review of the Marine National NATO that she's been putting out. It's basically kind of a redesigned and refined version of the Marine National straps that were worn by the French Marine National divers, Marine Nationale, if you will, back in the day. So they've definitely caught on. It's a style that you'll see, often duplicated and replicated in many different forms, even to the basic nylon NATO strap. And then there's some that are more tried and true to the original straps. And then what you have here is a real hybrid and an improvement over the original, while still really keeping in that pretty much everything that made that original strap so great and so iconic. But now they've been able to, be very creative and extend their line due to the success of the sales of the original Marine National straps. So with that said, let's go ahead and take a closer look at the Mirage and the Trident models that are sitting here before you. Okay, actually really quickly, let's go over the original, or Erika's original Marine National strap here with the patinaed hardware, which is really nice. It kind of pairs well with both watch cases that are bead blasted and matted or brushed, because it's kind of an in-between really nice finish that I really enjoy. Definitely very utilitarian, but from a an aesthetic aspect, it actually works really well. So the really nice thing about these straps is you basically will secure your watch here, single pass, then you get it on your wrist, you put it through, and then the only place where the material is doubled up is right under your wrist there, which is nice. Gives you a little bit of extra pad there for all of you keyboard warriors with desk divers and whatnot. So that's really nice. And then the hardware really stays out of the way and stays pretty parallel on both sides there. So it makes for a really comfortable wear. And of course, this has, an elastic nature to it because it is, they were originally used for the parachute cords and whatnot. So really nice and basically really long lasting, very sturdy. So this is kind of the original, or at least Erika's original take. And then here's one that's more of a tried and true. Original design was a lot more simplistic, and basically, you'd loop it through here, and then you'd kind of work the slack out of the way. You'd end up having it doubled up, similar to a NATO strap. So I think that was, just from a design perspective, was a very big improvement there. So really nicely done. And then kind of in the evolution, she, of course, naturally the next release that she was able to offer was a Black Ops one, which basically has the black color, which is going to be very versatile and go with tons of other different watches. And then, same really great tried and true system there. Oh, whoops. So really nice here. The Black Ops. Very nice. And then you can see that in this case, the buckle finishes and whatnot, the hardware is all brushed. Really nice hand brushing there. Gives it that really nice handmade touch. And now we move on to these two new releases. Now, I have these on some really nice aviator style watches, of course, with the very iconic Zin 556, and this is the blue model. So it's a little bit dressier, but definitely still has that, modern Flieger aesthetic there from Zin, who's definitely well known for their pilots watches. And then we have from Glycine here, one of their Airman 18s, which is a nice smaller model, kind of before the Invicta takeover, where they've really plussed up a lot of the models. It's really nice to have this more traditional size, even considered maybe even a slightly smaller size on one of these straps, because I feel like it really just kind of when you have the smaller watch and you put it on a strap like this, it really extends and elongates due to the way that the style of this strap is. So this particular color, I'd say, is probably the hardest to read on their website, which is the Trident model, which is a navy blue, and I chose it here with the gray stripe, which I really enjoy. I think it's a very versatile combination that'll go great with any blue dial diver, or of course in this case a nice aviation piece with any type of blue accenting. Here we have the gradient blue dial that kind of starts from a really dark almost black color, and then comes down to the more blue, and then you of course have the blue highlights there all around in that 24-hour bezel for the GMT or world timer timekeeping. And here we have the Mirage model, which is of course paying homage to the fighter aircraft with that delta shaped wing. We'll definitely pull up Erika's site and get a little bit more insight on these as far as some of the other options and whatnot, but it has this really nice pure gray color here. It's not as dark as, like, let's say the Admiralty gray. It's more of an actual pure gray silvery tone, which is really nice, and it goes really well with the metal of of an uncoated watch here. As you can see, that stainless steel really plays off of it well, and this really nice bright blue kind of royal stripe there. Although it's not the same, of course, as this particular motif of the original, what it does, it still carries on that same aesthetic, and to me is pretty instantly recognizable as kind of that Marine National style. And then of course now you're seeing this vastly improved hardware. The fit and finish is very nice, and you can see now the brushing on the hardware is actually much more uniform, really nice, done to a near luxury level. And it's really great because this is a purely functional piece. This just adds so much wearability to the piece. So as you can see here, it's actually not going to have a double fabric loop, and this is a thicker case back, as you can see on the Zen. It's not known for being a very svelte or slim model. It's just known as being really, as far as proportions wise, really a just right kind of Goldilocks fit. Now the nice thing is with this Marine National strap here in this nice new colorway, if I can get it to work well on camera, here we go. It really offers you something that is still very sporty and wearable, but with it just adds refinement to it. It's not like you're just putting it on a NATO or a Cordura strap, which also look great on this piece. You're giving it something else that's special, custom, handmade, hand finished. And it actually has a story to it, which I really enjoy. A lot like these a lot of these modern pilots watches, they have a real story, and that's one thing that I really enjoy about what Erika is doing with her line. She's not just going for different colors just for the sake of them. There's always a little bit of a story behind it, and then of course with the customization, you can really pair these pretty much well with anything. So I really enjoy the versatility of these two options, because of course I love blue dials, and I think both of these options go really well. So let's go ahead and get this one on the wrist here. As you can see, you just slide your hand through, you got the single pass underneath, and then the hard part is just getting this to secure in. Whoops. And of course, when you're doing it for a camera, it's not always gonna work out, especially considering I don't really wear watches on this wrist normally, but I was able to get it there on the second try. So as you can see, wears really, again, quite fantastically. I love that any of the extra bulk of the strap is actually underneath, so you're resting your hand or whatnot, you just get a little bit more support. And then on the wrist side, I should say the case back, or the watch case side, it's just going to wear super smooth, and it has that elasticity. You can also, of course, move this keeper here, and it holds in place really well, and you can basically tighten or loosen, make it work for you. Maybe if your wife or girlfriend wants to steal your watch for the weekend, you can really easily move this up and down and make it fit really any wrist type. So Really nicely done there, as you can see. So let's actually take a look at Erika's site here. And as you can see, here's the original, and then there's of course the different types of striping that's available. Then you have the Mirage, which is great, and then the where's the Trident? Oh, here it is, down here, down below. So basically the Trident, let's start with that because I think for me at least, it was actually pretty hard to read the color of the Trident straps from just looking at the picture. It just looked like to me a really dark gray almost, and the blue wasn't really shining through. But what I'm really hoping is that here you guys can see that this is really a true kind of really deep dark blue navy color, because I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I really actually do like the pairing with the red as well. I think the contrast is just fantastic there. You can also get it with no stripe for that more minimalist style, a lot sportier, definitely. And then you can also even get it with loom. The material on the center line would be loomed and actually would glow in the dark, which is really great. So basically you can see there's a whole variation of different colors and colorways you can kind of combine, and then also of course the different finishes. And then let's go ahead and take a quick look here back at the Mirage strap. And you can even see there, they have in the picture, there's a little bit of really great. You can see kind of the lineup there, different combinations. Really gorgeous. You can see that Mirage aircraft there with that Delta wing. Quite iconic. And then there's different variations there. I really do like that pop of orange. I think that's great. Of course, the red, very tactical. But yeah, I really enjoyed this blue centerline option, just because, you know, of course, the blue and gray, it just makes it a little bit more versatile for my particular collection. But there's also the white centerline. You got the loomed. You can go the full gray. I really do like the look of this full gray. I think that just looks absolutely gorgeous, and it's something that could really pair well with any other watch. I do have that that like slate dial Oris Pro Pilot. I think this would just look fantastic on it. Then you have, of course, that great pop of orange. So now you could throw this on something like a Doxa, and that would just look amazing. And, you know, Doxa divers were some of the original dive watches that you would see Marine National divers wearing, so that's great. And then, of course, the red looks gorgeous. Really, you know, kind of a classic highlight color for watches. You know, a lot of red tip second hands and whatnot that are out there. Red text is also all, you know, a huge choice that people really love when they're collecting. So I'm just really enjoying, you know, the real versatility here. You know, it all started out with the original, and it was a real winner. You know, I really enjoyed this look, this aesthetic. And I'm really happy to see it truly carried on and just kind of expanded, as you can see, into the line. And then now even with 26mm lug widths, so you can get your really big beefy divers on one of these, you know. And then you can even see the material. Oops. The material there, there's different options. You could do the black DLC coat buckle. You know, they have bronze options. You have all the different types of finishing options as far as this way the hardware goes. So there's just a lot of different options, and it's nice because sometimes you find an aesthetic and like a functional setup that you like, and then you just maybe want it in a different color. You know, here's the Swick strap. For those Navy Swift divers there. So really gorgeous color combinations. And the nice thing is every one of these really tell a story, which is just absolutely great. You know, with that said, oops, sorry about that. These guys right here, I'm really enjoying, and I know, it's just a kind of a strap review, so I can't really go too much. It's not like there's a lot to talk about necessarily as far as the components, but I think that the few components that are kind of pieced together here really equal to more than just kind of a sum of their parts. It just adds to that legacy of the original Marine National straps, and also gives the modern wrist watch enthusiasts definitely some fair options to put on there. Some of you might not be looking for a fabric strap, in that $50 price range, but you know what? When you're putting it on a watch that's easily $1,000, or even this one, which you'll catch on different sales for, I don't know, probably around $600 at this point. It's one of those things that just a strap, it just really adds, and to me it really completes the look, especially since this watch doesn't come with a great bracelet option. I really do enjoy wearing my watches on bracelets, so when I can have basically a strap option that I know is top notch, it makes me a little bit more open to trying certain watches that might not come with a bracelet. And of course the Zen is known, it has the great H-link bracelet options, and then also the fine link, which is about a 5-link bracelet that I normally have this watch on. But with this strap on it, it just gives it breathes new life into it almost, because it goes from being kind of my dressy, little pilot's watch to being something that's just a lot more sporty and versatile, something that I think will go even better in more casual wear, a pair of shorts and whatnot. So really liking these pieces. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you like the video, please do hit like, and if you haven't already, please do subscribe for more content just like this. Thanks, guys.